bro.
All right, let's get started. I want to see my family sometime today.
No. We're going to make you sit here and suffer. Just as
John, I'm going to play on your emotional woes. I'm going to go see my grandma.
Ah, you bastard.
You son of a bitch.
She actually came into the country 2 days ago, so...
Nice.
Yeah. All right. We'll do this quick and dirty.
The way I like it.
Hello everyone and welcome to Anime Club After Dark's movie reviews, a spoiler-free discussion detailing the good, the bad, and the downright ridiculous of anime movies. I'm your host today, John, because Alex is dead? Question mark? Who knows where Alex is? And joined tonight by... This is a weird sentence. I don't...
We're up to a great start.
I'm joined tonight by the poser extraordinaire, Nitai.
I got nothing, bro. I wasn't expecting that. You
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
I have ADHD. I have to read the script, and I'm like, this script makes no sense to me.
I have acronyms
Anyway.
and such.
What?
Acronyms. ADHD.
Oh, because the freaking alphabet people thing. Okay, got it. I got it. Anyway, and I'm also joined by the VR wannabe Chinoda.
I'm excited to review this, and I'm also excited to argue with Natai.
Wait, VR wannabe?
Oh.
Yeah.
So, if you want to be my lover.
Oh god, not this again! Jesus Christ!
No one knows it, but for the last 30 minutes, we've been talking about JoJo's.
Tell me, Chona. Tell me what I want.
Do I want to really tell you what you want?
Stop. I hate you guys. I hate you guys so much. We're not talking about JoJo's. Tonight, we're going to be talking about MAMORU Hosoda's Belle. Woo!
AKA MAMORU HOSODA'S. Just sorry, keep going. Stop.
Oh, man. So, this is a 2021 film. I'm pretty sure... I don't know if it... Let's see. Oh, man. Look at all this freaking footwork that Alex put in for us.
Yeah.
Here in the notes.
Thanks,
all right,
Alex.
So, Belle. Written and directed by Mamoru Hosoda himself. If you guys don't know who Mamoru Hosoda is, kill yourself.
Civil War.
No.
Girl who left her time.
Sean,
Wolf
Jesus.
children.
I know. Wolf Children. That's actually a really good one, too. But he's... I wouldn't say he's, like, the second most famous director from Japan, considering, like, everyone knows...
Miyazaki and Shinkai.
Yeah, Miyazaki and Shinkai are, like, the two powerhouses right there. But I think, or I would argue that Satoshi Kon is, like, a really good one, too. But that one's more for, like, art house film people, right? Like,
Yeah.
No one really talks about Satoshi Kon in a casual sense. So,
Which is a shame.
Mamoru Hosoda makes, like, just movies. Pretty powerful movies, in my opinion. But the movie, Belle, was produced by Studio Chizu. I have no idea who that is. I don't know if that's his studio.
I think it's a studio that
uses.
makes a lot of, like, he works with for most of his movies. I might be wrong, but I think so.
And the film was first screened on July 15th in 2021 at the 2021 Cannes Film Festival. It was released theatrically in Japan on July 16th, and G-Kids has licensed the film in North America, which released it in January 14th of 2022, so earlier this year for us in the U.S. I guess, I don't know who else licensed it, but G-Kids did.
Yar licensed it. Anyway.
Yar.
Thank God for
You
G-Kids.
couldn't really find a budget for this film. I tried looking around. I found different quotes of like maybe like 25 million or something USD, but in the box office, Belle has made 64,600,900,609. How the frick do I say numbers? 696,529 money.
So $64 million approximately. More than $64 million.
Yeah,
which is
64.5 million,
pretty good.
which is
That's a
Yeah,
damn
this
good
is-
return.
so. This is arguably I was about to say Satoshi Kon. No, he's dead. Mamoru Hosoda's most successful film thus far. Like, I believe his other film before this was, I want to say it was Summer Wars, or it could have been Boy and the Beast. I forget which one.
Wait,
was
like the one he
first.
made previously, or the most successful one before this one?
The most successful one before this
Oh.
one. I think it's Summer War. I'm pretty sure it's Boy and the Beast, actually. I don't actually know. Don't quote me on this. But
I'm looking it up.
yeah, this is like triple of what his other most successful film ever was. So I think, that's a pretty good sign of a good film, right?
Yeah, I mean, hey, anime movies like are doing well in the box office. That's great, at least, right?
I think that, especially given the time that it released in, like, 2021, so this is like towards the butt end of the whole pandemic, so it's like theaters are more opening up and stuff like that, and restrictions are less heavy like they were in 2019, 2020. So maybe that has like something to do with it, because I know for a fact that I never thought I'd miss going to the mall and being like surrounded by people and traffic and stuff, and I kind of did, which is weird because I hate people. Like, I hate being around people, but
Unfortunately, we're still
quick-
social creators at the end of the day.
yeah, it's
Just
weird,
Just
but,
wanted to quickly note, yes, Hosoda's previously most successful movie was Boy and Beast.
it was Boy and Beast.
Yeah.
That was a while ago too.
Oh, that was quite a while ago.
2017? Question mark?
I feel like it's even older than that.
No, it can't
I
be
don't
that old.
really
I think it's
swear
quite
like
older.
his.
It's 2015. You were close.
Oh wow, 2015.
Yeah,
Jeez.
7 years. It's been 7 years. Although he has made another movie after Boy and the Beast. It was Mirai, I think. I think it was.
Oh,
I think it was
have
after
not seen that
2015. Me neither. For the record, we'll get into it. This is my first Mamoru Hosoda movie I got to watch. I was very looking forward to it.
because Mamoru Hosoda, it's like, oh, I've heard about him before, right?
It's a
'Cause
name you
again,
will
Boy and the
always
Beast,
you will
12
hear.
Children,
Yeah,
Who
you,
Leapt Through Time. Like,
it's a name that
he's-
keeps popping up.
yeah, major like film names do crop up when you hear Mamoru Hosoda. Like, I just when I suggested to watch Belle, because it was my decision to watch Belle, I didn't know it was Mamoru Hosoda who did it. Like, if you listen to our last movie review, I was just like, oh yeah, I didn't even know. I just said, this is a film people were talking about. Maybe we should watch it. But, oh yeah, total runtime was 124 minutes. Boy, does it feel like
longer.
120. Yeah.
Sure felt longer.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. But first, let's talk about the art, animation, and cinematography. I forgot that I filled all of this out. Holy crap, man, what is wrong with me?
So, like, the visual of this movie, as we'll get into it, there's like a lot of there are both 2D and 3D animations, like for different like environments, I suppose, and we'll get to that in detail. But like, I will say, for all my gripes that I'm about to talk about, like, the film looks great. It does look really good for the most part. I wish there was more to it though.
Yeah, like so for the 3D CGI sections, they usually are. It's actually only exclusively whenever the main character is in the Netverse, known as U, as an AS, which are like the avatars. I don't understand what. I'm assuming U is for a universe, and AS is like avatar slave or something. I don't know. Armored. I think when I hear ASs, I think armored slave because I think of Full Metal Panic. But
Okay.
I don't think 3D CG is bad, honestly speaking. Especially in this film, I liked the designs for the 3D aspect.
It's grounded.
Like, it looked really cool. Like, the main character Belle looks really good. I like the fact that it has different types of avatars in the 3D universe, in the Netverse, because I mean, that's super realistic, right? Like, no one makes the same type of avatar. They try to make it unique, and they'll like make it like, oh, I want to make mine look like a fairy. I want to make mine look like a badass dragon. I want to make mine look like a freaking plain Jane like decoy doll. I don't know. People do random shit.
So, actually, never mind. Go on.
Juxtaposed to that is the beautifully hand-drawn 2D animation for real-life scenes. I love the 2D part of the movies because, like, it's so... It hurts me so much when you get such... Well, it's like... So when it does the 2D animation, it looks good. Like, it's good background art. It's like, it's not a Shinkai level of, like, we're gonna overload you with a bunch of shit in the scene.
It's definitely in the Osoda style. Like it feels like the characters as well, like very similar to his other movies.
Yeah,
Like it has that Hosoda art style to his movies.
yeah, and
right?
it looks good, and the world looks lived in. But then, like, when it goes to the Netaverse of you, and it just has the 3D, like the backgrounds and stuff fall off, and they're like, it looks so dull compared to the 2D version of like what happens. And it sucks because like I know why they do that. Like, obviously they needed to save money. You can't just put a 2D background in a 3D setting because then it'll make it look even weirder. Like, I get that, but like I just wish that the 3D Netaverse U looked more lived in. Like, it was so plain to me. Like, if they made the scenes look so good with like, here are all the effects for like all the people surrounding the main character and watching her as she sings, and like here's this opening sequence with like freaking
the fucking giant whale, that she
yeah,
rides, right?
The whale fucking stage, and it's like, oh, this is so cool. And then you look around at the backgrounds, it's like, oh, it's just blurry nothingness. I'm like, oh,
it's interesting because that's like one of my biggest takeaways from the movie is like you have all of these like visual fluff, and it felt like it's kind of overcompensating because like for the life of me, I just couldn't be immersed in like the sort of this like social virtual world or whatever. It felt like for all of the effects and like the big whales and all of that concerts and like all these very supposedly intricate like set pieces to try and pull off there, it doesn't feel like it will actually exist. Like, I just couldn't immerse myself in that world, even though it sure feels like they're trying to. It just feels very flat,
And
really?
I feel like
Even
that's just
though
a
it
problem
felt
with...
like it was a virtual world, and
it just felt a lot of visual noise that was overcompensating for a very dull and just flat world.
I
couldn't for life of me immerse myself.
I honestly agree, but I feel like this is a problem that's unique to 3D because people, when you do 3D again, you can't do just like put a 2D fucking background when you have 3D in front because it's gonna make it even more apparent the differences, right? It's a very stark juxtaposition.
I mean, I don't know, but if like, let me pull a reference out of nowhere real quick. If you guys remember Psycho-Pass, that show had like an episode or two where they like delved into how the intern worked in that world, and it for some reason while watching Belle, it reminded me of that. Although that felt more practical and relevant and more like it felt more believable. That was a real part of that world as opposed to this like metaverse being like a part of the movie's universe, right?
Yeah, but when you think about the cinematography of it, like how they stage the shots and stuff when they're in right, we're not supposed to be looking at the background. We're supposed to be looking at, here's the main character on stage, follow the person on stage. This is why stuff is moving. Like, I get it. We're not supposed to care about the background. I care about the background anyway, because I'm weird like that.
Yeah, but then it's like, oh, you just put a 3D model in a fucking like
in a skybox.
A skybox, yeah, thank you. It's like, okay. Stuff feels like... It's funny, because you have different locations in the metaverse, but it doesn't feel like... You don't get a sense of place in it. Like, okay, you have this sort of like the castle to go to, but you don't get a feel for like where it's at relative to the other places. Yes, I know it's like a secret passage or whatever, but it just feels like it's there. Places are just existing, and it's like...
yeah, like they don't really feel, again, lived in.
That really took me out of the movie.
But, Belle has a beautiful design. Like, she's very pretty. True to her name.
It's like, oh, she has freckles.
Whoa,
not just Belle, though.
Freckles.
Like, the whole thing has
in
beautiful
Japan?
design.
Well, I'm just saying, like, Belle, the Netaverse AS Belle, has a beautiful design.
Oh, yeah.
And great outfits, which is contrasted to our MC Suzu, who's just like a plain Jane, most average looking like person in the world, apparently. All right, enough about
It's whatever.
the art and animation, because there's really not much to say about it other than like here's the 3D, here's the 2D.
I will say, like, very quickly, some of the compositing later in the movie felt kind of off. Maybe I'm the only one who noticed that. There's one scene where they have, like, they make a point of, like, having this, like, long shot, like, that doesn't cut away from, like, these people in this train station. I don't know why. Like, because it happens in the real world, so it's 2D animated. But, like, the whole sequence of, like, these three characters just moving around in this, like, still shot of the station. For some reason, the rest of the movie doesn't have that issue, but the characters just, the compositing of like the 2D characters in the background just looks so off. I would recommend you guys go back and watch it because it just seems weird the moment.
I actually know what you're talking about, and I actually agree on.
You know what I'm talking about,
I
right?
agree.
It's really odd.
It took me out of the movie for a moment because I was like, "The fuck's going on? Is my streaming fucking up, or is this the movie? Like, it looks weird."
Yeah, there were.
It was. Strange.
I can't remember that shot, so I have to rewatch it to like try to explain why the cinematography is like that. But
don't rewatch it.
I rewatched it in. All right, so did you guys watch this in English or Japanese?
Japanese.
I watched it in dub because I didn't know in HBO Max how to change language.
Okay, so
but,
you watched the English,
and I know you'll agree with me, John. But the dub is actually really good. I was pleasantly surprised by it.
So
the dub is really good.
All right, here's the thing. I watched it in English because, like you, again, with HBO Max, I was like, I didn't know how to change it to Japanese. But I also have a copy of it in Japanese, and I just wanted to compare, like, because I like to compare when I do remember to do it, like, how did the English dub do versus the Japanese dub? Because, I mean, lately I've been less of a Japanese-only supremacist, and I've started to listen to more English dubs. Part of the reason is because I wanted to watch this movie while not kind of paying attention, so it's better to do that in English instead of like using my very little Japanese and moon runes that I understand to try to watch it and like glance away and like while I'm doing something else. So, I think that the Japanese dub to me it fell really flat. Like I didn't really enjoy the Japanese dub, I should say, as much as I enjoyed the English dub, because holy shit did the English dub fucking rock. Like, the person who did...
It's really good.
So, the English dub by Kylie McNeil, she does a fantastic job, like, playing this character, Suzu.
Yeah.
And she has a great singing voice. Holy crap. Like, and that's something that I give props to. I don't know who decided to do the dubbing for, Belle was, like, whatever director was like, hey, I'm going to do the audio directing for this. But they did a fantastic job making sure that the voices between the Japanese and the English were very similar. Like, not just similar in tone, but similar in sound and voice and stuff. And, like, listening to Belle in Japanese, like, at least for the singing parts in Japanese and in English, they sounded extremely similar. And I really like that. Like, I like that they focused on trying to make sure that the sound stayed the same, because this movie is loosely based on Beauty and the Beast, which is a Disney musical. I don't really understand. We'll talk about that in a little bit, because this is more about the narrative like aspects of it. But
we'll get to it.
I get it. I guess kind of. I don't know. It's supposed to be a musical, but like, there's only 4 original songs I want to say that are in the movie.
But I will say the actual soundtrack of the movie, awesome, really awesome work. Like both the songs and the background soundtrack as well, all great. And again, as you said, like the dubbing, like shout out to the dub team, they just absolutely nailed it. I was really surprised by the dub. It's really good, and the music is awesome. I mean, so as we have it noted here in the doc, it's like there are a lot of people here working on this soundtrack. Shout outs to my boy Taisei Wasaki, who worked on Kekai Sensen, am I right? But yeah, the soundtrack itself is like really good. I really enjoyed how some of the tracks sort of build on the songs that they sing throughout the movie, like how they use that for like as leitmotifs for some of the characters, mainly Suzu. It's good. It's my favorite part of the movie for sure.
Yeah, like the score is a collaborative effort between Taisei Iwasaki, Ludwig Forsell, Yuta Bando, and Miho Sakai.
Miho?
Freaking just watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Miho.
Yes, I
David,
did. Mijo.
dude, anyway. We're not talking about Cyberpunk Edge Runners yet, because
I mean,
you guys
can
haven't.
we talk about Cyberpunk Edge Runners?
I want to, but you guys haven't finished it. So,
It's a better time than Belle.
yeah. So my problem, like the music was great. I loved like the very opening sequence. We hear, I believe the song title is "You."
Yeah.
And it's like la 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 la, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, dude, I'm into this. Like from the start. Of
John loves his la la las.
Dude, it was so good.
John,
And,
let me
like,
ask this: would you actually add it to your playlist?
I do have the Belle OST downloaded in
Shit.
Japanese and in English. I have both of them.
I need to listen to Japanese versions of the tracks.
What they did was they actually translated the song into English. So in Suzu in English, Kylie McNeil, she actually sings in English and has English lyrics, and in Japanese they just keep it Japanese. But they did translate the songs. So I was like, I appreciate that as well, because sometimes people don't do that. They'll just keep the original Japanese audio for the singing parts and be like, it would just take you out of the movie, you know? Like, oh, I'm watching this in English, but they're singing in Japanese, and it's kind of like, it's kind of weird. But again, I have no complaints in the sound department. Like, they did such an excellent job with the scoring. I just wish that there was more than like 4 original songs. Maybe there's more than that, but I could only remember 4 original songs, which is like You, 1,000 Miles Away.
1,000 Miles Away was pretty good. I liked it.
I don't remember the other 2 songs. I wish I had it pulled up, but there's like only 4 original songs that I can remember, and then the rest is just reprisals of the same songs, which is kind of like, okay, yeah. It got a little bit repetitive towards the end, because it's like literally this is the same song she's been singing for the last hour, just like different versions of it, and I'm just like,
especially when the lyrics to the song is la 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 la.
Yeah,
la, la.
like I wish there was more OST. Like I wish there was more original songs, because you did such a good job already with it. Like you could have gave us more. Like this is what the selling point of the movie was, right? That you're selling Beauty and the Beast musical? Wasn't that the point?
Yezo's song was also really stood out to me. I thought it was really good.
And
I think that's the name of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how about the sound design, the sound effects? They're okay. Like they weren't. I mean,
it's alright. I don't know. It's like
it's not bad
it's
by any measure, but it wasn't like anything that stood out either.
Yeah. It's not standout like freaking watching No Game No Life 0, where it's like I have cool ass custom sounds, but
it's not Arcane where every bolt and nut just like bleep and bloop. Like it's like, whoa, I'm not in here from the sound design, right?
Was I on the Arcane spoiler cast with you guys?
I don't remember.
Shoot, I don't think
it's been so long.
I don't think I was.
We should rewatch it before season 2 comes out. Anyway, we need to stop talking about better shows than this movie. But anyway.
Oh, man. Oh, shots fired. All right, let's get into the meat of things. Let's talk about the narrative quality.
Narrative? Excuse me? Is there a narrative?
I'm so sorry this is your first foray into MAMORU HOSODA, because holy shit was this story all over the fucking place.
Listen. I don't want to come off as too much of a jerk, but I was like very excited to watch this movie because again, it's the first MAMORU HOSODA movie I got the chance to watch. I'm like, all right, let's give it a shot. It's all over the place. It's a fucking understatement, dude. So the whole premise of this like movie is that you have this character Suzu who's like a singer, but she's kind of like isn't confident in her skills, and she's like super shy and very closed off, and she's like she doesn't have the confidence to sing as herself. And then she's like, oh, there's this sort of quote unquote metaverse fucking VR chat place called You, right? As we said, and there she finds success as this avatar called Belle. Now, with that plot line, I'm on board with it. For some fucking reason, like halfway through the movie, they introduce this character who's like the Beast. It's like, whoa, Beauty and the Beast, am I right? It's like, no, it's fucking not, dude. It's not. So, right? As we have it, I'm so triggered by this movie now that I talk about it. So it is.
I can tell.
Inspired by Beauty and the Beast, but only in character design. And that's so fucking weird to me. So, like, this movie sort of pretends to be Beauty and the Beast until it's not. So it's like, well, what the fuck movie? What do you want to do? It's like,
Yeah, like, so the whole Beauty and the Beast thing, like it definitely does not follow the plot. Like if you're gonna steal anything from Beauty and the Beast, you should probably steal something better than just the character designs, because like they even have a castle and they remake the fucking
dance
sequence shot for
and
shot.
That's let me I hate this. So they have this fucking dance sequence. I'm not going to get into any more spoilers, but there's a dance sequence. Very much it harkens back to Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, like the whole castle.
But it happens 2 minutes after their first interaction. Like that doesn't work like that. You're trying to get to these beats from Beauty and the Beast, but you didn't earn any of them.
There's
like no agency.
They just started dancing out of nowhere, and it's like, what are you two
and
doing?
it's like you guys talked for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Two strangers who didn't actually like fall in love. You know, this was not a tale as old as time.
No, it's not. It's a tale forgotten.
They were barely even friends, but
they weren't
for some reason
friends.
Somebody bended.
They weren't even friends. Like the whole her entire there's a moment in the movie when Suzu's like asking one of her friends, it's like, why do we even need to find the beast? It's like, exactly, you have nothing to do with him.
And then all of a sudden, like, listen, the first 30 minutes of Belle to me were very strong. I really liked the first 30 minutes. Then the story crawls for about an hour, which is like really shit, because it's like you had such a strong opening. And then you got the last 30 minutes of the fucking show, and honestly, it was more like the last 20 minutes of the show or movie. It's the climax, and it's like, oh, exciting, whatever. But this plot has been very predictable thus far. It's a very basic concept, which is weird considering like Mamoru Hosoda, he has better writing than this. Like the fact that the first 30 minutes was like, I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's Mamoru Hosoda, all right, man, wolf shooting all over again, am I right? And then all of a sudden it's just like, nope, we're just gonna do whatever. I'm like, what happened here? What actually happened here?
I was talking to a friend, it's like, this movie works better as Suzu's story. I'm like, well, fucking duh, but then it just stops being her story. I'm like, why?
I would argue the whole
aspect of like the Beauty and the Beast part would have been stripping away from the movie. It would have been stronger movie just following her journey of like being more confident in herself and finding that her inner voice, right?
Yeah, but I don't know it's hard to say, because the whole Beast, like, I don't want to call it a B plot, but it really is the kind of a B plot.
It's a fucking D plot, dude. It sucks.
The secondary plot, with the whole Beast thing and her finding her voice, like trying to help him, like they tried to make a connection there towards the end, and I'm just like, yeah, that's kind of a stretch.
Bro, don't get me started on the end. Like the fucking tonal whiplash I got from it was so fucking jarring.
Yeah, and there's a lot of character development that happens to the main character that don't really make sense, especially with the whole, like, that hour of floundering about between, like, oh, where's Beast? Oh, woe is me. You don't see me doing the exaggerated hand gestures, but if I had cameras on.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
Oh, man, if only I had camera on.
I think the crux of this is the movie would have been much better if it didn't have two different plot lines. Like,
yeah, and
if he wouldn't have tried to be Beauty and the Beast just by iconography.
Like the original plot
that character
of her
away.
Trying to gain back her confidence and her trying to go out into the world, that
get over her trauma. That was interesting as fuck.
That would have been so much better.
Flesh that out. Flesh her crush character guy she has a crush on. Right? Flesh that out. Like, I would have watched the movie if it was focused on both of them and her journey to overcome the trauma. There you go. That's a movie I can get behind. But then you fucking throw all this fucking shit around that doesn't complement each other and it's just there and it just doesn't add anything.
Yeah, the B subplot to this entire film is really what ruins the experience.
It's not even a subplot. It's a main plot, and that offends me.
Well, it's like, pick a fucking lane, Mamoru Hosoda. Like, how are you going to introduce us to the main character and her traumas and stuff? And I'm like, oh man, tears in my eyes. Like, oh, this is why she can't sing anymore. Oh my god, this is how she finds her voice. I was like, this is so good. And then this whole fucking Beast plot point that does not make any sense. Like, she literally sees him. He crashes one of her concerts, right? Like, this is what happens, and this is how she makes contact with the Beast. And then she's just like, oh, I need to find more about the Beast. It's like, why?
It's like, oh, this grand mystery. Who is the Beast? Who is the Beast? It's like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I didn't fucking
Who cares?
care. I was
like, again, I was shocked. She was like, Suzu was like, why do we need to find the beast? It's like, I don't know. Why? Why do we?
I honestly wanted it to link back to something else in the story, because I was like, hopefully they do that, because that's the only way I would find it acceptable to have the beast here, but it did not link back to it whatsoever.
Then goes into like very dark places.
Oh yeah.
Like, as I said, like, it was like, whoa, it was very jarring when you get to the final like 20 minutes or so to the movie.
Oh
like,
yeah.
It just takes
but
a
it's
turn.
like it's a very snarky commentary on the current state of social media, and it's not a bad thing to make a commentary about it. It's just that you didn't prep us for any of this, Mamoru Hosoda. You gave us a typical like girl gets over her trauma and becomes a better person like outlook, and then all of a sudden you hit us with this shit, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck, dude? Hold the fuck up.
I don't know how this. It's so fucking weird. It's like I don't remember the last time I watched like such a
jarring movie,
like high profile movie that just like it just like flounders about all over the place. It just like it's a mess. This movie is such a mess. It's not good.
I mean, yeah,
I was really surprised.
Again, I'm also really surprised because most of Mamoru Hosoda's works, like at least for Summer Wars, Boy and the Beast, and Girl Who Leapt Through Time, it's got pretty strong writing in it, because it's like it focuses on one main plot and everything else develops around the main plot, which is great. But this one was the most financially successful, so other people must have liked it. Again, the whole...
I know people like it, but I'm like... And then they talk... When I talk to a friend again, he's like, oh, it's a better movie when you think about it as just Suzu's story. And it's like... I mean, I wish it was Suzu's story, but now it's like, it's all this fucking goulash of like, it's Suzu's story, and then it's a fucking social media commentary, then it's Beauty and the Beast for no reason. It's like, it doesn't work together.
Yeah, pick a fucking lane.
It tries.
Mamoru Hosoda, pick a fucking lane.
It feels like he knew what he wanted and started out with, but then he lost himself on the process and had to come up with some random bullshit. Just throw it in there. And...
my favorite is the... Sorry.
No, and like, this is what the movie came out to be, because the writing just got so convoluted, and like, everyone else was like, okay, sure, whatever, like, let's just keep on working on it, instead of someone stopping to say, hey, so what's with the A, B, and C plot lines? What's all this? Like, what's happening? I feel like no one stopped him.
I'm
not sure if Mamoru Hosoda has a team of editors who like read his work and like, we should do this. It'll make for a better story. But like,
bro, there was a moment I was literally screaming at my TV while watching it. There was like, you get to the end of the movie, and suddenly, like, all the characters in the same room, and thank God all the characters in the same room, because each one of them knows exactly how to solve this issue together. It's like, I was screaming at my TV. It's like, how this is real. How this is real.
What a MacGuffin, dude. Like...
It's like, this movie needed like 4 more drafts before it like hit production.
Yeah, like
this fucking script, dude.
I mean, I can kind of get like how did everyone know who Suzu was already? I'm like, well, they knew her beforehand. This is why they all knew her, and like why they knew her secret.
No, but it's like
I got that.
I'm talking about like,
but I know what you're talking about. Towards
okay.
the very end, where it's like the
very
resolution.
End, it's like, I recognize that building. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah, right. Like, dude, how fucking likely that you can recognize that building? Like, come on, bullshit.
It's like, I took a picture next to it. Good thing I just happened to be in this class with all of you guys. Am I right?
I don't know. Like the whole way that they go about finding out like the ending where Suzu needs to go and stuff. I think that is possible to do, because like Alex showed us with the whole like playing capture the flag with Shia LaBeouf. It is.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, the internet can do some crazy fucking shit. So like, I have no doubt that
definitely.
They could have probably figured it out, but it definitely would have taken a lot longer than
the way
about
it's presented
5,
in the movie,
10 minutes. Though. Yeah, like,
bro, the way it's presented in the movie, it's not great.
Like, oh, I was actually there. Where's that photo that I took? Oh, look, there, I think it's that building right there. And it's like, dude, how fucking likely would that be? Like, Japan's a pretty big place. for a fucking kayaking club too. Like, come on, dude. Anyway,
I'm really envy of people who like this movie, but goddamn, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, I personally liked the movie because I liked the whole Suzu thing, her whole entire story. I liked the development that she went through, though it may be questionable at times, and I absolutely love the music. And, you know, the 2D parts look great. The 3D parts are pretty good, even though the backgrounds for the 3D parts are pretty bad. Overall, I would give the movie a 7 out of 10 because I think it's still an enjoyable experience. Don't take the story too seriously because, holy shit, you're going to get brain rot if you think about it too hard.
So...
You can use... Oh, never mind.
I thought it was...
Keep on, Joe.
Okay.
I'll be after
I thought it was super pretty. It was beautiful. No matter what, the movie was fucking beautiful. Sounded great soundtrack. I loved it. Now, while I didn't love the story itself just because how much it splintered off, I did love the characters themselves. All of them were unique and interesting and had their own life to them, and I actually cared about them. So, I really like that. So, overall, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Say it's decent. Go ahead and give it a watch. It's not a top of must-watch or anything, but, like, you know, if you have the time, if you have the spare, what is it, like, hour 40 minutes, 2 hours, something like that. It's a little bit of a long movie, but I would say it's worth it if you have nothing else to watch at the moment.
The music alone is really, like, worth it to fucking watch this movie. But, yeah, if you want to watch a Mamoru Hosoda work that actually has good writing in it, go watch Girl Who Leapt Through Time or go watch Boy and the Beast. Like...
Oh, I will.
Good.
Listen. Alright, I'll just, like, shit out my verdict. I mean, listen, this movie is, like, 2 hours, right? If you wanted a Beauty and the Beast movie, go watch the original Disney movie. It still holds up. It's great. If you want to listen to music, it's on Spotify, Apple Music. Just listen to it over there. It is really nice music. I would highly recommend do something else with your 2 hours. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is on Netflix. It's really, really fucking good. Watch anything else. This movie really dragged on for me. I was really excited to watch it. I tried to give it a fair shake. It really dragged, and it's just kept getting worse and worse. It's like, it's a strong 4 for me. It's a 4 out of 10. Do something else with your time. Don't watch this movie.
Damn.
And
I'm glad Mamoru Hosoda made a lot of money out of it. I really am. I still want to watch more of his movies, even though it's I'm gonna be careful about my expectations, but...
Dang, dude. I know that...
Do something else with the time. Don't watch Belle.
And it's not just you that gave this a 4 out of 10. Alex also, who's not here, he also gave it a 4 out of 10.
I felt so validated when I opened the doc and I saw Alex gave it a 4 too. I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy that I don't like it.
No, I think you guys...
It was not a pleasant time.
I think it's a pretty good opinion, because especially since, like, the point of a movie, it's supposed to have, like, good, strong writing, and Mamoru Hosoda usually has good, strong writing, so... It's very disappointing to watch this and be like, where's that strong writing that we saw in the first 30 minutes? What happened to that? Like,
what I look for in a movie is to either, like, get immersed in, like, a very, like, intriguing, like, very fantastical world, or just, like, have something that's, like, very thought-provoking. I got none of that in this fucking movie. I got nothing out of it. I'll listen to the music every now and then, and I'll be like, man, I like this music a lot. Fuck, this movie is so hard. I'm done. I'm so done with this movie.
Yeah, just to summarize, like, I think it's a movie that if you want to watch, you've got 2 hours to kill, like, go ahead and watch it. It's definitely not a movie that'd be like, oh, you need to watch it. Like, it's definitely not something, it's a cultural, like, phenomenon like Your Name. You need to watch it. Like, no.
Oh, no, it's not Your Name.
Not even close. Not even, like, as good as A Silent Voice, but...
Bro, Silent Voice is a masterpiece. What are you talking about?
I know. Like, I was talking about better fucking films. Again, freaking. But I think, I personally think...
I would watch Your Room. Not
Your Room?
The Room instead of watching this. Not Your Room. No. I watched The Room instead of this.
Yeah, but that's also a cultural phenomenon. Or rather,
True.
It's a cult classic. But anyway, I think if you've got 2 hours to kill, you should watch it. Just because, like, the music's good, man. It looks good. I don't think it's that... As long as you don't take the story too seriously, I don't think it's that bad of a watch. But
then it's a fucking bore.
I mean, yes, this is probably Mamoru Hosoda's worst movie to date, in my opinion, story-wise. But again, financially, it's his most successful. So what do I know, right? He had to do something right if he made this much fucking money with it. But I guess that really wraps it up. Is there anything else you guys wanted to say about the movie?
No, I'm fucking
I
done.
mean, all I'll say is 2 of us are for it, 2 of us are against it. So, y'all should...
Yeah,
it's the first time we're so divided
split.
in our
Yeah,
opinions about
usually
a
me
movie.
and Alex
Yeah.
share like pretty similar opinions on movies. So this is
Yeah, same.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty biased because again, I love the music so much. It's so good. The music is a perfect 5 out of 5 for me. That's why the other 2 points are 1 for animation and 1 for story. How does my ranking system work? I don't fucking know. Whatever I feel like making up on the spot.
What are even scores? Am I right?
Honestly speaking, what are scores? Anyway, I'm not going to get into the whole... I hate the 10 out of 10 scoring system. But our next movie review has been chosen by Natai. It's Fireworks. Should we see it from the side or the bottom? I have never heard of this film.
So yeah, it's a movie I only know about because a certain song from it blew up with the music video by Daoko, and I was always intrigued by it, and yeah, so let's see how it is. Hopefully, it's better than this movie. Am I right?
I have no clue
We'll
what
see.
this is. I'm excited.
It's on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken, so you all should be able to watch if you got Netflix.
Excellent. Makes life easy.
Yeah. Give it a watch before the next movie review, and we can talk about it.
All right. Well, thank you all out there for dropping in to listen to us. Check the description below to find links to Anime Club After Dark on Twitch, social media, and Discord. Reading this script makes me want to kill myself. Check out our merch store.
And don't forget to rate us highly, on everything.
Like, honestly, I get why we have a script, because we don't normally host. I don't normally host. I think the last time I hosted was a year ago. I hate hosting, to be honest. I'm more of an editor, background guy, but hey, if you guys...
You could have asked me to host, bro.
Or
you know
me.
what? I could have. But I'm wired on coffee. I made a bunch of cold brew, and I just drank, fucking 5 cups.
Nice.
But anyway, thank you all out there for dropping in. I really do appreciate it. Show us some love. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us get into that YouTube, sweet YouTube algorithm, boys.
Tell us what you thought about the movie.
Yeah, tell us what you thought about
probably
it. Comment
sucked,
down
right?
below to lock in your vote now.
Are they voting for what? For the review?
No, have you not seen those freaking Facebook posts, those viral video guys who are like, lock in your answer below. Comment down below to lock in your answer.
I know, yeah.
It's
okay,
a video.
I know
You
what
can't
you're
lock anyway. Oh, man. Freaking predatory practices for social media influencers. But
let's go.
Check out our merch store and our affiliate links down below. Anything you purchase there will help us out in the long run. And with that, I have been your host, John, and we will see you next time. Say goodnight, everyone.
Bye-bye. Watch
I'm
Belle.
going to kill myself with alcohol and weed. Don't watch Belle. Don't watch Belle. I'm out.